Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you're watching this, and welcome back to the Cannabis Podcast. Today, we're going to talk about Minnesota because on Tuesday, September 17th, recreational cannabis sales went live for the first time at non-tribal Minnesota shops. Now, you would think that they've had it a long time because they legalized it in 2023 for recreational use, but it has taken 2 years for them to roll out their legal cannabis program. Why? Let's get into it. New licenses mark a major expansion of Minnesota's cannabis market, which is beginning to flower, pun intended, more than 2 years after recreational use was legalized. This week also marks the first time many Minnesotans have a legal dispensary nearby after the slow state rollout left tribal nations operating the first handful of locations to date. Now, that's good that the tribes were the first people to be able to grow it, but let's keep going. Green Goods began serving recreational customers at, I believe, 8 a.m., Doors open at 9. Anyways, they're open now. Both companies have also the ability to supply cannabis to other retailers, which means they're kind of vertically integrated. They have distribution licenses, which are very hard to get. And they have, most importantly, a head start on the rest of the market, at least 2 years. Until now, the companies served only patients registered through Minnesota's regulated medical program. Their 13 dispensaries across the state have offered products aiming at treating conditions from chronic pain to epilepsy. Minnesota became the 22nd state to launch a medical cannabis program over a decade ago. And to be clear, now there are 24 legal recreation states, but a total of 41 states, as well as D.C., Puerto Rico, have medical marijuana programs, and 26 have decriminalized or have full adult use programs. Now, are they actively selling things? Not all of them. Like Virginia has a legal cannabis program, but is not selling anything, and you can't buy anything there. So almost kind of like, what's the point? A lot of people don't smoke marijuana, but have friends and family that do use cannabis or CBD, which is great because this is the beginning of healing. That's what I like to see. Whenever I see a news headline that says Minnesota or Ohio or Michigan goes legal with cannabis, I think, they're starting to heal. But that's just me. The companies hold an advantage over newly licensed cannabis businesses because they've been cultivating marijuana indoors for years, said a cannabis attorney. That means they already have product ready. You know, a lot of these multi-state operators, I'm not saying this one, and I don't think this one is, but it's an in-state operator, much like in the past. And when Ohio first tried to legalize cannabis, they denied it on the ballot. The people voted it down, because it would have created a monopoly with 3 or 4 companies, one including Nick Lachey, which is a weird random thing. Maybe he grows cannabis at 98 degrees. But anyway, so they shot it down because they read the tea leaves and they read the fine print. And then years later, they passed it, and now they have a booming marijuana market. However, Minnesota seems like they have only two in the whole entire state. Now, 2 is better than nothing. Let's be clear. 2 is better than 0. 1 is better than 0. And at this point, you know, can you be choosy about the breadcrumbs you get? I mean, I guess you can, but then you won't really have any breadcrumbs. But they did say, until cannabis suppliers are able to adequately meet or exceed demand, prices are likely to remain high in Minnesota than they are in other states with more established markets like Michigan, which is fair. You also can't interstate commerce yet. So Minnesota can't ship to Michigan legally or Ohio legally and say, hey, I really like that brand. You know what? Let's use a regional brand, for example, In-N-Out Burger. When everybody flies to California or even here now in Austin, a lot of people, the first thing they do is go to In-N-Out Burger because it's a regional thing that you can only get in certain places. No one bats an eyelash. It's a thing. Let's go to In-N-Out Burger. And now a lot of people that go to California and all these legal states, the first thing they do when they touch down is go straight to the dispensary. Yo, let's go get a pre-roll. Let's go get an edible. And then we'll do our day. That's just a thing. It's just like drinking. When you're going to Vegas, you hop on the plane. What do? Give me a drink. We're going to Vegas. Okay. Start partying early. It's the same thing with cannabis. So some recreational customers are already not happy with the cost compared to black market, which you're going to get that everywhere. And it's actually going to be interesting to see how we shift because it's up to the consumers ultimately where you put your dollar. But if you only have two options in the state or black market, buying a bag of weed behind a Circle K and you might get arrested, most people are going to start going to the legal places. Will it be an overnight thing? No. But if you get the price within a couple dollars, let's say you buy an eighth on the black market for $25 and it's $30 or $35, maybe $32 at the dispensary, people will pay because why? It's convenient. It's tested, most importantly, and they know the grower. Just like you know where your food comes from, or do you? So if you don't know who grows your cannabis, you might want to start looking at the label. So anyway, quick little update about Minnesota. Congratulations after 2 years of finally having legal recreational cannabis. Coming from the tribes, they allowed the tribes to sell directly to here to give them either a head start or to start the cannabis booming economy in Minnesota, which I am all for. Indigenous people that used to take care of this land deserve a shot to do it again. So that's the good news of the day from Minnesota. And we'll be back again with some more cannabis news at a later hour. I hope you're doing well. If you found value in this, please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. It helps us get out there to all of the consumers and advocates in the world that want to spread the love of cannabis. And until next time, stay blessed and don't forget to tip your bud tenders.